What up, y'all? It's your man DeeJay K-N-S with part 4 of In the Lab with K-N-S on Tuesdays from the bottom on imsdjs.blogspot.com. Checking in live from Lake House Studios, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That's where I'm at right now. If you recall, on version 2 of In the Lab with K-N-S, I showed you guys how to hook up the SL1 Serato box. Well, today what I'm bringing to the table is the new SL3 Serato box, which is a little bit different than the SL1, and I'm gonna break all that down. This is gonna be a very short tutorial on this new piece of equipment, and basically let's start by looking at the box. If you notice here, I have a very minimal setup. Okay, if you look here, you have 3 inputs: an aux, left deck, right deck. Okay, you also have a dip switch here, and the dip switch is because you can select whether your inputs are going to be line or phono on all 3 of these inputs right here. Then you have 3 outputs: auxiliary, left deck, right deck. If you notice, I only have 2 outputs going into my mixer, which is basically the left deck and the right deck. Before, you had to hook up 4 cables. You had to hook up 2 lines for left and right and 2 throughs that either went into your phono 1 or your phono 2 if you're using turntables. Well, basically they eradicated that with the SL3 box. If you look right here in the screen, right underneath the absolute, relative, and internal mode, you see a button that says through. That's so instead of you having to hook up extra cables and all that, if you wanted to switch to an analog source like a piece of vinyl or even a CD, instead of you having to switch it on your mixer to a different channel or a different line or phono, what you would do is just hit the through button right here, and what would happen is this. Like, say for instance, this is playing right now. If I hit the through, you don't hear anything, and the only reason why you don't hear anything is because I don't have anything else playing through the through. I don't have another turntable to CD player hooked up right now. I'm doing this really ghetto style for you guys right now, but you guys get the picture. Okay, through. Alright, so what else is special about the box, you might add? Alright, we'll take a look at the box, for instance. Now you can actually hook up your grounds onto the box directly. The box is actually slimmer than the SL1 box. And being that there's 3 inputs and 3 outputs, what does that mean? That could mean that you could hook up 3 decks. I'm not going to say that that's the case, but you just have to wait and see. Another thing is, being that it has an auxiliary in and an auxiliary out, I could come record out of my mixer into my auxiliary in, okay, and then I can actually record my set. Before, it was a mic input on the SL1, but now I actually have a stereo input. And if you look over here on the setup screen, recording bit depth, 16-bit is standard for CDs. Anytime you get a CD, it's recorded at 16-bit. Well, I'm not going to say it's recorded at 16-bit. It's compressed down to 16-bit, and that's what you get when you buy a CD. You actually have the option to record at 24-bit. Now, I know you can go a lot higher with the bit rate, but, I mean, come on. 16-bit is what you get with a CD. Now you got 8-bit more quality with this box. Another cool thing with this box is this. Alright, you see this blue USB cable? Before, a lot of people would say that it's a little too shaky on the SL1. Well, in here, it snaps and it clicks in place. So now you won't have a situation where this thing might shake loose or get pulled out by accident. It actually clicks into place when you put it in there. And it's a nice, high-quality braided USB cable that they included this time around. Also, I got a external power supply plugged in. Okay, this didn't come with the SL1. You had to go to Radio Shack and you had to get a 9-volt power supply, and you had to get the tip, whichever matched your Serato box. Now this comes included, and if you look here, if I push this and turn it, this comes off. And the reason why that comes off is because they've included with the software plugs for you to go around the world. You've got the Euro plug, you know, I don't know where this goes, but it's some foreign country. I think this is the Chinese plug. I could be wrong, but in any case, they allow you to take this box anywhere with just switching the plug. You know what I mean? Which is kind of cool. Another thing that they did was they included this nice handy dandy carrying case by none other than the UDG. A lot of people, you know this brand from the Serato exclusive Serato bag that they made, which is a pretty badass bag. I feel like I'm in the military and my gear is not gonna get wet or damaged or anything. But in any case, now you got the UDG bag, which holds the SL3 box, holds your USB cable in here, you know, on the back here it holds more stuff as well. So pretty much with the SL3 you're getting the hardware, you're getting a power supply with multiple jacks so you can travel around the world, you're getting a new USB, and you're also getting the new features that come with the box, such as slimmer design, 24-bit recording capabilities, 3 ins and 3 outs. Not to mention, you see this thing here? This is what they call the Kensington cable locks. Anybody who has a laptop and is in the public eye and has to step away might want to lock their laptop up with one of those, you know, Kensington cable locks. Well, now you can lock up your Serato box as well. So somebody's going to have a really hard time trying to get away with your equipment, much less your laptop. So in any case, going forward, you're probably wondering what this thing costs. It's only $100 more than the SL1, you know, and I think it's well worth it, especially because you can hook up less cables. It's really that simple. If I'm DJing and somebody else needs to come through and hook up their box, all I have to do is hit the through button. They'll plug out my laptop and plug theirs in, and they're ready to go. Not to mention, you don't have to buy any extra, you know, power supply to travel to make sure that, you know, your box is powered, and you know, it's shit. So pretty much, let me go ahead and plug this thing back in, take the through off, and I actually got a loop going on. Just took it off. Alright. Make sure you check out imsdjs.blogspot.com. We do this every month. It's called Tuesdays from the Bottom, and my segment is In the Lab with K-N-S. This is actually volume 4. Alright? So right now, normally I'd have turntables or CD player, but you know, I'm doing this real ghetto style, so I'll show you how you can mix with just the laptop and the mixer in the box. I got this pheromones going on right here that's going to submerge. Got my cue point set up. You notice I also have this eye skin here, which is dope because now instead of me trying to figure out what keys do what, it's actually labeled. Alright? So let's go into the next mix. Here we go.
Quit lying, you ain't seen these at Foot Locker jump. And I ain't about to argue shoe game with you punks who don't know Air Jordans from some Reebok pumps. And out of 23, 13 was the hottest. If it's rare and it goes on your foot, then I got it. I'm at undefeated off of bread, playing modest while you running up to eBay to empty out your pockets. Socket in the mouth if you don't want to get clowned on. Metro acting cats getting frowned on. We sound on everything from bar to yards. Women, ballers up in here and they brag out how they live until they car get pulled. Still at home with they mommy. Changing faces, bull city, there's where you find me. Getting the low down from the nigga internet. You ain't done with my haircut yet, I swear to God. Laugh your fade is as tight as we is on the mic. Just got your whip clean and your kicks on tight. About to pull the flyest chick you ever pulled in your life. Then you doing what we doing and you doing it right. Laugh your fade is as tight as we is on the mic. Just got your whip clean and your kicks on tight. About to pull the flyest chick you ever pulled in your life. And you doing what we doing and you doing it right. Ready for wild my niggas, let's set it like we on the island, my niggas, I'm with it.
So in any case, real quick tutorial on the new SL3 box, you know what I mean, which is pretty dope. Make sure you check out imsdjs.blogspot.com. My name is DeeJay K-N-S, and you're in the lab with K-N-S. right here in Tuesdays from the Bottom. Google me. I'm all over the place. Peace.
Remarkable sparkle from my bitches.